Alright, so we're gonna talk about what the fuck do you do when you get blocked on Facebook. That's a question which an insane amount of people ask me, and I basically want to handle this in this video. So you got blocked right now, what are the next steps? For everybody who's super worried about getting blocked in the future, don't worry about it, it's gonna happen for sure. Alright, there's nothing to stress about because it's for sure gonna happen, and I literally don't know anybody who made 7 figures without ever getting blocked. Okay? Are there solutions to this? Yes. Is it gonna happen to you? 100%. Okay? So don't worry about it. Now, if you just got blocked, what are the first steps? The very first step is don't panic. Okay? It's all good. Thousands of people before you have handled this issue well, and it's kept working for them. And there is a system on how you can actually avoid Facebook blocks for the most part, and actually how to diversify and have a bunch of accounts set up in a proper way where if you get blocked, nothing really happens. You can still use the same pixel, you can still use the same page, you sometimes can use either the same ad account or the same personal account, but whatever, depending on what gets blocked. But basically there is a system where a block doesn't really affect you that much, okay? Probably you don't have that system set up yet, and I cannot really share the whole system here on YouTube because that's just for people who are actually inside of the mentoring. But anyways, the steps of what to do after you get blocked is the following. Number 1, don't panic, clear. Number 2 is don't start running the same exact product from another account immediately, okay? I know especially if it worked well, it's going to be very tempting to immediately start running the same thing from another account. However, this can fuck everything up in the long run. Okay, so don't do that. There are options how you can sell the same exact product again, but don't do it yet. Now, before you request a review, you need to look at your product page and change everything, literally everything, which potentially could be against Facebook policy. And I have a bunch of videos talking about what those specific things are which you need to avoid. However, you just need to get rid of everything which is even slightly a little bit offensive, okay? And you have to think like a bot. If you have a sentence which is not problematic at all for you, however, it could be problematic for a bot, like for example, this is a killer product and before I started using this, whatever happened, and later on after I actually started doing everything, blah, 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 okay? You have 3 words which are really dangerous here. Number 1, killer. It doesn't mean any harm in this context. However, it can actually be a problem for Facebook. I personally got rejected for saying the word dropshipping, not because there's an issue with the word dropshipping, but because I mispronounced it, and basically the algorithm thought I actually said drug shipping. Okay? So those random things, you have to actually keep that in mind and really think about what could the bot misunderstand about what you have there. All right? That's very important. Now, the other thing is looking at your ads and actually checking why you got blocked and which ads got rejected, and if you can, delete those ads. In a lot of the cases, you won't be able to anymore because things already are blocked, so it's not going to be possible. However, in some cases, you can still delete it, so if you can, for sure do that. So after, if possible, deleting all the ads you have, which could be problematic, and changing everything about your product page, only after that, you actually request a review. And inside of the request, you don't, and this is important, you don't start to shit on Facebook, all right? This is a thing which a lot of people actually do because you're frustrated about getting blocked by them, even though you didn't even really violate any policies, and you're pissed at Facebook, but you cannot let this out yet, okay? You can for sure not tell them how bad their support is, how bad their system is, whatever. Just be very professional, apologize for whatever you did, and try to get the account back, okay? Now, this will be a process of either a few days or sometimes a few weeks. Okay, so sometimes it can actually take a couple of weeks, sometimes even over a month until you get accounts back. And in that time period, if you haven't set up a proper system beforehand, I wouldn't recommend starting to test the same exact product from another account. Okay? You can do it, and I've done it, and it's sometimes worked out, but it's a little bit risky. So in the ideal world, you don't do that. Now, if you would want to do that, or if you already, for example, got restricted permanently and you didn't get the account back, what you can do then is you can set up a VPS, all right? Not a VPN, a VPS. It's a similar thing like a VPN, where basically Facebook thinks that you are somewhere else. However, Facebook sees through the VPN and it doesn't see through the VPS. And it's a little bit more expensive. It's depending on the country, it's like anything between $10 and $50 per month, but it's totally worth it, because literally Facebook cannot track your identity at all if you use it through there, okay? So you use a friend's account through the VPS and set up another payment method, and that's important. So don't just use the same exact payment method, which actually already got blocked. So there are like very easy services like Wise or Revolut, where you can have virtual cards, which are very quick to set up. So you don't have to actually go to the bank, wait till the card is there. You just like literally set it up online, and you can have multiple cards for one account. That's not a problem, okay? As long as the card number is different and the account and it's linking to the same account, Facebook is not going to see that. And by the way, this is now, all right? If you watch this video like in 2 years in 2024, I have no idea if that's going to still apply. Anyways, then through that you can start reselling your product, but ideally you're just going to start selling new products first, and then if you either get the account back, you can start selling the product again, or if you don't, then you can also start selling it again from the new account. Here it's very important to change things up before you actually start running everything. So for example, if you have product page A and ads B, you cannot use those exact same things for the next account you're going to test the same product on, okay? So you're going to need to change a couple of words about the product page, a couple of seconds about the ads. It's basically changing about like the meta tag or the meta text. Basically, you just change a few seconds, change something about the quality, change a word or whatever, and then Facebook is not going to see that as the same exact video. It's just going to see that as a similar video. And the same thing you do for the product page, and ideally you just change up the domain, so you buy a new domain and start running things from there. So I know that all of this is a super annoying process, and waiting for your products to get reactivated and all of this bullshit is just super frustrating. And that's why we have a system on how to avoid that. If you set that up beforehand, you're actually not going to have a lot of issues with Facebook, because if something gets blocked, you immediately can replace it, and inside of like the same day, you can run the same exact product again, all right? Same pixel, same everything. And this is something which is going to save you a lot of frustration and a lot of time. So if you actually want to get access to that, click the link below, sign up for a free consultation session with me. We're going to start working together in a one-on-one mentoring, and this is also going to be a part of the program. However, I know that most businesses have just so much more things which we actually need to work on, and they think that Facebook is the only problem they have, when in reality, there's like 52 other issues which they have, which they didn't even realize. So if you want to start working with me one-on-one, click the link below and see you there.